Hi guys, so I am live. So I am doing my impression of Mexico today. So you see I did a few video on that, and there's a few shorts, lots of video on Mexico, some of the places that we visited. So Mexico, I was there from, I remember, we left in the end of September. I got there by June, July, August, April, about May. We arrived in May 2022, left in the last week of September. Prior to that, did a month in Costa Rica. So, and prior to that, I was in Texas. So that's when we flew from Texas to Costa Rica. Anyway, so Um, I'm going to give you a brief on that because I have so much to say, but if I prolong, no one is going to be watching this. So let's say that you have never been, or maybe you went for a few days, it's like vacation trip, and you are thinking of going for much longer time than that. Why? Because Mexico is one of the only places where you can stay for US American stay up to 6 months with on tourist visa, and you can just leave for 3 days after that and renew it. Some people don't even leave; they can just pay the stamps at the airport. They walk for some people, but usually you have to get out, like you're going the nearest places, like you're going Guatemala or Costa Rica or go back to US, and then go back. So that work for some people, and a lot of people have retired. A lot of people have retired on the west coast, up north, or a little further down. From usually they came from California, or they like to be at the border so they can like see family. We can drive back and forth. Or sometimes they have two. A lot of time they have a home in US and then a home there where they do half and half. So that can be ideal. So you can something to think about. And there's people who have managed to either married somebody who's there. After a few years, they invested and they apply for to become Mexican. Or there's people who just leave and come back and end up doing that for 5 years and it worked out. Um, it just it really depends on uh, what you're looking for, if you can adapt to the way of living there, and if it's better for you. I mean, money wise and health wise, it is better. This is the plus that you get in Mexico. Mexico, you don't line in a big huge line to be seen if you don't have medical insurance, if you don't have anything and money. Second level, there is no there's no insurance, so you don't need to. I mean, maybe in some big hospital they do. That's probably the only places where they do take insurance. Otherwise, you just pay cash, and um, the the quality, the medical practitioner that work on you, on anyone there, is outstanding. So why not go in there and get the best of it? So that's the thing that most people don't know. It's that they picture Mexico being like filthy and unhealthy, maybe in some clinics, and could be dangerous, for your safety, or it could be. I mean, that might be the case in some really far away, isolated city near the border and between where there's like nothing, a lot of king, and the poverty is rolling over there. But not in bigger city or around big city. That's not the case. So there you're going to get the best of the best private practice or any hospital or any clinic. I mean, this is the one thing that I experienced that was the one of the best thing is the medical aspect. Pharmacy, same thing. No prescription. You can get amoxicillin, you can get tramadol, which I would not suggest. I would suggest you get that for sleeping, relaxation, pain. that you make sure that it's strictly only for that, so you don't get addicted, because getting addicted to that can kill you and is very dangerous. So yeah, and it's a crisis in a lot of African country, and just look it up, you'll see. So that's and it's really gets you addicted really easy and can be really dangerous for you. So don't go there. I got myself uh, into for 2 weeks where I realized, oh my God, thing is not prescribed, so it didn't make me feel like I was doing anything illegal or buying anything really bad. When in fact it was the same as narcotic, same as Percocet or Vicodin. So you know, so I will not. If I had this in my hand, would I take it as much as I would take aspirin? No, probably not. So anyway, it does get you really addicted. So um, that's the one thing. Of course, everything else is cheap, but it's very noisy, um, very loud. And you also, even though you have some Walmart, you have Starbucks, you have CC's, you have some, I'm not sure if it was Burger King, I saw Pizza Huts. I mean, there's a lot of American chain, and in big city, yeah, there's hotel that are American brands, all these. So those are going to be 3 times the price of local place. So if you're looking for their price, you want to stay clear of American brand, you want to stay clear of the bigger city, and just go a little bit further away, and you get the best deal. Now, living wise, I would say um, it was one thing is that it does get really loud, so it's good for you to know where you're gonna be. So that's my impression of there's some place where it was non-stop music and partying and waiting and celebrating. They were always celebrating something, and there were places where it was much more quiet. So that's the thing is, and you gotta figure out where which area is quiet, and if that's what you're looking for, then go there. Another thing is there's a lot of park. They're really oriented on basketball, outdoor gym, playground for children, and trails. A lot of those, and everything is free there. And their community center offer the same as US offer. They have a yoga, they have a Zumba, they have the kids activity, they have a soccer. They even gave away in some church and other places free guitar lessons and stuff, karate lessons. So there's a lot for the children, and um, even if you don't speak Spanish right away, I'm sure you can learn if you come with your family, and that could be a great fit. Now, just be prepared, and if you stay local and you're not near people who speak English, they're gonna have trouble understanding you. But everybody these days have the app and have a translator. So 10, 20 years ago, none of those people were probably using that, and there was like this cross border between trying to understand each other. But now most people do, and most people have Wi-Fi. So that's one thing: is the Wi-Fi is fast and it's really, really cheap. Electricity, really, really cheap. So those are two good things. Pharmacy. Okay, there's some pharmacy who are gonna try like big chains like Walmart. They're gonna try to charge you 3 times what any other local pharmacies. So always try to go on the outside little pharmacy, and then you'll see the price is so much cheaper. So um, markets going on for 2 or 3 days, and they are about 3 miles long, and they take over the whole entire like parkings and grocery stores and cities. So they are everywhere. Every 2 or 3 miles, if you go down the road, you're gonna see those. Um, but don't expect to be. I mean, it's cheap for us, but um, now they raise the price with tourists coming by. So and there's a lot of new things in they sell. So it's not that much cheaper. That I found out that it's cheaper going in their local grocery store than it was to go in this market. After a while, also, they only take cash someplace. So, but there's some like small, if it's small local market that go on all week and they like mainly stuff and not food, you're gonna see the price are ridiculously cheap, and that's why you're really gonna make deals like a quarter from $2 or $3. You can find shoes and clothes and makeup and all sort of things, CDs. Kind of like if you're going to a free shop. Anyway, Um, so there's mainly most people are really alive there, very happy and healthy. Of course, then you have a little percentage that are just unhappy, depressed, and then some of the ones that live in America and they're just kind of like angry and just, you can find some of those groups that like don't like the tourists, don't like the Americans and stuff, and you can just kind of feel that vibe, but it's a really small amount, and you in the gang things is not happening often, um, and basically it's just like any place. They said if you don't do drugs, do any trafficking, do go to dangerous place, as a child, you're not gonna find it. You're gonna be fine. If if you stay clear and you don't try to be too loud and try to be too show you there. Show, oh, I have this. So other things, police. Yeah, police is very strict, and they look like army tanks with trucks riding around big city all the time. So you're gonna be surprised the first time you see that, and after you get used to it. But it almost looked like just a bomb just launched or something just exploded, and there's a warmer. No, it's just routine. This is how they go. They got the mask, they got the giant pickup truck and tanks, and they all have the things on, the protecting gear on, and they just riding along and holding on guns and stuff. It's pretty impressive things to see. And you will not believe. I mean, they do have a lot of culture, lots of church. They always going to church. They always celebrating with music, and there's lots of architecture, a lot of great art over there to be seen. What else can I say about Mexico? Oh, landscape in Mexico is beautiful too. You can see uh, they love to shape trees and bushes in all type of shapes, just like it was Scissorhand movie. You see some of my video. It's pretty cool. I wish they did that here more, but they have it there almost everywhere. So they are very creative in the landscape area in Mexico. That's really cool. Um, food. Yeah, you going to have hard time finding products that you find US or in Europe, and you're probably gonna end up eating a lot of tortilla and starting to eat. Just stay clear from spice and stuff because you can get sick and the water is not good, so you can't drink it. So that's another expense. That's something that they really serious and they're not joking around about. And if you don't take it seriously, you're gonna spend a week or two sick like I was. So that's the impression for me is that it was a little annoying that I had to buy gallons of water every day or buy 10 gallons and have to carry it around. That was one thing that was a little bit annoying. Uh, Another thing is that it can be hard to sleep with all the noise sometimes. Uh, what else? It's not that easy to find apartments. That's you will think you go and then you can just call and say, "Hey, I want this." A lot of things are rented from friend to family, so everybody's connected. So you want to make sure that wherever you land, you like the people because if not, it's not not gonna have a good stay. And they don't refund, so you want to make sure you start with Airbnb or hotels, and you start with small amount of time. So my impression in that is that hotels weren't difficult to find. They were really easy to find. Now you can just walk around. Once you find a section, you walk around and you try to find the best deal. And just you can even ask if you want to see the room. Uh, uh, but and usually they were really good. They had everything, just like any places and more. And they're really good on serving, and so the service is always very good in hotel placing. Unless you go to the cheapest one, then forget about it. You cannot go to the cheapest one because that will be the local and the prostitutes and things like this. So you want to get the good price, but make sure it's not one of the local frequented type of place. So for A and B, yeah,